I guess winter's here, and I gotta get some winter tires on this Dodge. These things I got on there now actually work pretty good in the snow, but they are 10 ply and they do not work good on the ice. They're a very hard tire, so I have some studded winter tires that I wanted to put on it. However, usually I get my tires changed right down the hill at my brother's. He's got a tire changer, and 10 bucks a tire, can't argue with that. However, his tire changer doesn't work anymore. Called around, price is kind of expensive. We got a Walmart kind of nearby, half-hour away, and they still want 100 bucks if I bring my tires and rims to them. 100 bucks to change them, so I don't really want to do that. So I went and picked me up a tire changer at Harbor Freight, along with a portable wheel balancer. So we're gonna try those out today. Will they work? I have no idea. It says they won't. So I looked for a used tire changer. A couple good deals came up, but they were gone before I could even get them. You know, a decent tire changer, a pneumatic tire changer. So I said, heck with it. Harbor Freight has this thing for 60 bucks. Why not try it out? I don't know if it's gonna work. If it doesn't work, there's supposed to be an upgraded tool you can buy online to help with it. So we might try that. Now the portable balancer was a little bit more money. This was like 99 bucks. But that was only 60 bucks, so that's a good deal. Maybe it won't. These are 20-inch tires on my Ram. Maybe this won't work because it says 8-inch to 16-inch. So it says it doesn't work, but we'll try it. If not, I think it'll work for ATVs. Because same thing, I've been having to go down to my brother's to get my ATV tires changed. So if I can do them with that, that'll be sweet. I'm very skeptical on these, but we're going to try these, and we're going to try some ATV tires once we get this thing set up. See how it works. See if it's worth the 60 bucks. I mean, it's only 60 bucks. The wheel balancer, a little bit more money. That's 100, but still. We're not going to need this for a while. But this tire changer, we will. So let's go ahead and open up the package, see what's inside, see how we're going to set it up. Hopeful, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, manual. Don't need that. We might need that. Here's the main stand. Cut that open. Here's that. Bolts and pins. Bead breaker. Now this was from Harbor Freight, but you can certainly buy these things online for the same price, or not, if not cheaper. If I find one that looks similar or the same thing on there, I'll put a link in the description if it's any good. That is all the parts with it. See what we got going on here. Take that, slide her over. Alright, got some pins, bolts, nuts. Looks like they got this right here on the top. Put our key in. This is adjustable for the size of the rim, I take it. We're going to try a size that's not on here, so we're going to go all the way to the end. Alright, so this is going to go here. This actually gets mounted onto this. One there. One right there. Bolt it down. And we're just going to take our 17 millimeter. Whoops, there goes that. Tighten all these down. Nice. Now I'm going to put this somewhere where we can have it nice and sturdy. It's not going to live here because it's going to be in the way, but it's going to live here for me testing it out. So the holes that I have here are actually not big enough for the concrete bolts I have. I could go get some smaller ones, but I'm going to use these, and I'll just drill the holes out a little bigger. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think they should pass through now. They will. I'll find somewhere where it's somewhat level. Like I said, this is not going to live here because it's going to be right in my way, but I'll find a place for it if it works good. So I'm going to come in and drill a little. I'm doling this bit up for sure. Get that out of the way, and we'll bring the concrete bit in. Two. 3. And 4. Cool. All right, we'll see how that works. Go ahead and throw this on here. You can tell these tires are not warm. I've had them in here for, I don't know, a little bit, but they're still cold, obviously. Get this crap out of here. First thing we got to do, we'll drop this down. We'll pull out the valve stem. These tires are not 10 ply. I got a different set of rims and tires. These are the winter tires I had on it, but they're pretty much smoked now. They've seen better days. So see if we can break these down. Be surprised if we can, but if we can, we got a chance. While that's draining, I'll show you what I got. Bought these tires. These are not new. They are used, but $250 for a set, studded winter tires. I think pretty good deal for this size anyways. That. Could put the tire in here first while it's still draining. See if it's even possible here. Maybe I can snake that in here. Whoop. So the instructions are telling me to put the rim against that mounting tab. Like I said, this says it can't do it. I don't know if it can't break down the bead of a 20-inch, or it can't change it up here. We'll see if what it can do, if anything. Put that in the center. Now this has got to go in here. All right, we have no air in the tire, as you can tell. Let's see what we can do here. Trying to push it down. There. You do get pretty good leverage with this, better than I thought it would. Hasn't popped off yet. Probably gotta rotate it. I'll just go over just a little bit. Come on, girl. Oh, almost got it off right there. Just wish this could lock up here. That'd be handy. There. see. Still gotta work around here. There we go. That side's broke. That worked pretty decent. I'm used to like a manual braking bar. I've done that quite a few times, and that sucks. Let's see. You get pretty decent leverage braking this thing. Hasn't opened up yet, but we're close. There we go. All right, I got it broke down. It's half the battle. All right, now we're gonna remove this. And this. I gotta pop the center out of this rim here. And we can throw it up here. Put that in. This, I believe, was for my lug nut here. Tighten that down. I've done quite a few manual tire changes with just, I mean, this is a manual tire changer, but I've done just with pry bars, tire spoons, and warm soapy water is always your friend. Wished I had some running water right now so I could wash these tires off, but I don't. Get the rims off, I'll make sure they're really clean. Same thing with the other tires. The other tire set isn't too bad. Of course, they weren't running mud, so. All right. Shove it in here. Up she comes. Let's see here. Of course, the bigger the rim, the less leverage you're going to have. You could extend this bar out to give you a little more leverage, but if you had a narrower rim, it would be a lot easier, but we'll see. Yeah, it slid out, but it was working kind of slick. I'm impressed with that, but we're not done yet. Oh, I never soaked that, did I? Same thing with the bottom. That bottom bead. That actually impressed me. For 60 bucks, I mean, just that almost was worth it. Trying to get the bottom there. But as I did say, it does not advertise to do 20-inch rims. These are 20-inch rims. So if I can get that bar in there. Everything up. I need to use another bar. I was going to try just using this because this is what it comes with. Now, I don't really care about my rims, but if you do care about your rims, that's something to think about. These rims have been around the block. They're not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination. So if you do care about your rims, you know, it may mark them up. I don't really care too much. We're getting a little stuck here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I did break my tire sensor though. Did break the tire sensor. Well, that sucks. Have to see if I got another one for this thing. Well, that dismounted pretty easily actually. So I'm curious to see on a four-wheeler rim. But you do mar this edge up with the bar. Like I said, mine, I've done these manually before. Just with pry bars. And so I've already nicked these things up pretty bad. So it doesn't hurt my feelings too much. But if you do care about your rims, probably is not the best option. But I gotta go find me a tire sensor now. I may have one. I bought a few for this thing, a few sets, and I don't know if I ever put them on the other tires that I'm running now because those don't work. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get the tire sensor. I'm gonna try putting the new tire on this rim. And when I say new tire, it's not exactly new. It's used, but same thing. It's dismounting and mounting a tire with this $60 tire changer. Not bad. I could see if you were not bolted to the concrete that it might not work as well, but I do have concrete in here. Even though it's not very thick, it works fine for this. So I'm going to take this rim off, give it a good cleaning as well, and then I'll put that tire on. This actually worked way better than I thought it would. I did not think I'd even get this far with a set of 20-inch tires. I did buy the kit to modify this to take a regular duck bill that would be on a normal tire changer. So we're going to see how that works. I'll mount that up and we'll see how the next three go. So I went ahead and cleaned off the rim, got the mud off. I'm going to clean up this bead. Just a wire brush, plastic brush. I got a couple of weights right here that are stuck on there. You can see these ones fell off. These tires have not been balanced in a while. My brother's balancer went out on them and he never got it fixed. So I've had them just been changing them but not balancing them. They've been going pretty decent, so I can't complain. But if they're not balanced, there's no sense of having a weight on there. Take those off. We're going to try the bubble balancer, see what that looks like. Get this side cleaned up. There we go. Take our new one we got. Luckily I did find the ones I had. I got a whole set of them. A little soapy water on that. There we go. Grab one of my tires. Alright, well let's see if this tire goes on as easy as it came off, because I was pretty impressed with how it came off. You know, for a $60 tire machine. Oh, I don't have that thing locked in there. What am I doing? All right, let's see how she goes here. Okay, get that on. Still want to be careful with that sensor, so we're going to put this side on first here. Don't hit my sensor. Okay, putting them on doesn't seem to be as slick. Probably just gonna have to use them. That's all right. Don't hit my sensor. I think my bolt's come loose on the concrete. Got a little flexing going on here. There we go. Oh, hopefully now it should pop on the bead for me. Come on. She's going. Almost there. Oh, grabbed a different gauge because I don't know how much PSI is in here. We're only at 20, okay. Plenty to go. Keep her coming. Come on, girl. There she comes. Beautiful. 40 PSI, that'll work. I don't hear anything, but then again, my heater's running, so might not anyways. Don't see any leaks. That out of there. Nice. All seated. No bubbles. There we go. We can change 20-inch tires on the $60 Harbor Freight tire changer. Wasn't super easy to get the tire on. Not bad. Way easier than doing it on the ground with some pry bars. So I say that's a win. Get the valve stem out of this. Waiting for it to drain. Then we can see how this one breaks down. If we get this broke down, if we get it broke down. The other one went good. Hopefully this does too. I'm going to modify this tire changer for a little bit more money. I'll have to double check on the price I paid for the duct bill modification, but we'll see how that works, because if that works good, you can be into a manual tire changer for under $100. If that works good, then I think this thing will be pretty slick. I still got to try a four-wheeler tire out on it. I want to see how good that works. It's 20-inch. Hey, not half bad. Especially since how the box says it doesn't do 20-inch. It says up to 16. I don't want to be waiting around next time, so I'm going to remove the valve stems on the other two tires as well. Let's see how this one does. Ah, there we go. There's that one. Looks like I already ruined my rubber piece here. Okay, that one was a little more difficult, but not half bad. Might as well go ahead and do the other ones. There's that one. Last one to break down. Beautiful. Really not half bad. I've struggled worse with a breaker bar for sure. If this was bolted down a little better, my bolts aren't long enough, I don't think, or the concrete's not hard enough right there. But it's gonna work. All right, let's go ahead and modify this thing now with the modification I bought. So this I bought on Amazon. I just looked it up. I was off a little on the price. I was off a lot on the price. It was not $30 or $40. This was $85. And this is a bearing manual tire changer. I don't know, that's what it says. Let's see. But this makes our life easier. Hey, that $85 is well spent. You're still 85 plus 60 for the Harbor Freight tire changer, or whatever tire changer you want. You're still $150. I can change my tires twice and it'll pay for it. And obviously when I get this all set up, so this is nice smooth plastic. This is what they call the duckbill. This is actually going to prevent damaging the rims as much. As I see, there's no instructions in here. Alright, so no instructions, but we'll just go off what I saw in the picture online. I take it we got the bearing, the washer, another washer, just like that. And that goes right there. Probably should throw a little grease on that. So just going to put a little grease on that bearing there. It's going to go in there with one of these jobbies. I think so. Alright, this is going to go on here. It gets bolted. It actually looks like this goes on here. And then our bearings go on. Wondering how that worked, but they should include some kind of manual, I would think, just so you can get a rough idea, but I assume this is probably adjustable with the tire, so I don't know where we're going to put this quite yet, but yeah, I'll just snug it down. Okay. I think that's how that goes. Let's throw our tire up here. Oh, forget the cap. It's alright. We'll just push it out like that. That. I actually bought some cones. Some centering cones. I don't remember how much these were. I don't think they were a lot of money though. And that's going to actually get that centered for us. That'll help out. So now I'm assuming we can put this on here. I'm optimistic of this now because of the way the other one worked. It worked pretty slick, so if this don't, I'll be a little upset. Especially since how it's more than the tire changer itself. Like I said, if it works, still not bad, but this, so that's resting there. It's going to take some getting used to, I'm sure. I'm sure there's some tricks to it. I don't know if I should go this tight up against the cone, but I would think it would be the best amount of leverage. But so we have plenty of space with this. We do. Be very careful of my tire sensor. Alright, pop this up over the duckbill. Go. Move that. Got stuff in the way. Alright. We're a little too long is the problem. Well, this bar will definitely fit in there. We can go around. That was actually pretty slick. Bring my tire up. That popped up. Where's my bar? Where's my bar? Not bad, and we're not damaging the rim because we're using that rubber piece instead of how we had it before. because I was sliding the bar along this before. Now we're actually just sliding this rubber duckbill across there, so that works pretty slick. Do have some resistance, I think. I don't know if I get this too tight or what. Alright, now we can pop this rim off. Oops. I think by the time I get done, the third tire should go a lot smoother. I'm taking this off. Now, I normally wouldn't have to take this rim out, but I want to clean my rim off, so I'm gonna take it out. And I'll be back with this. Clean this one up. Let's give it a whirl. This came with these. Not exactly sure. Maybe it's supposed to go right there. Wouldn't think it would matter. Get this on. This tightened down. Yeah, I don't really. That big bar. I think we're just gonna use this. We'll see. Alright. Now we gotta move this though. Otherwise it's gonna be in the way. Yeah. It's good for it. Yeah, maybe we gotta put the tire on first. I don't know. I'll see if it sneaks over there. Soap on the bead. Soap and water. Alright, this is going to be my other front tire, so I got to make sure it's going the right way. Get that started. Now, I should be able to put this on. They do have tire lube that you could probably work a little better, but this seems to work fine. Now we're going to go the opposite way to put the tire on. Hopefully it does its job. That was pretty slick. Want to be careful of that tire sensor. Getting a little tight. I don't want to rip the bead. I certainly don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't seem to get the last little bit of it, but it's fine. It's not a huge deal. Wished I could make it work perfectly, but I'm gonna break that thing. Keep forgetting to lock it. Gonna pop any second now. There we go. Needs more air though. Time for the next tire. Next tire up. Make sure I make it past that tire sensor. Get that on there. Put my bar in. See how she goes. Looks good. Checking. There's that one. Start over here by the tire sensor. Get that down. And we'll see how this one goes. About the same. It's not. It doesn't want to go all the way. There, that one I actually got down. So, beautiful. Like I said, just gonna take some getting used to. And there she goes. Now we'll just let some out. And another one done. Grab me another tire. See how fast we can get this one done. That. Get this on here. Up you go. Get that out of there. We'll just go right around with it. That above the tire sensor. I do see this, like this hits the, I can't really prevent that, right? I could go up a little bit more, I guess, with that, but and there that one goes. And the final one. Let's double check, make sure we got it going the right way. nice. Nice and easy. Make sure that's off the bead. Get it up, get that down. I always struggle at the end. Got to kind of work it back and forth. This thing just kind of, it doesn't hold itself in place. Fine, I guess, but see what I mean? That the duck bill there just kind of pulls out because this isn't really rugged enough to hold it. Seems to work if you have some patience with it. Try to readjust it, but I don't think it's gonna help. Maybe really reef it down, but I don't think, yeah. We're getting there though, just a little back and forth. There we go. Definitely easier than pry bars. Keep that there, loosen that up. Tire sensor's good. There we go. Bang. There we go. Could take a little air out of that because that took about 50. Well, there we go. Harbor Freight, $60 tire changer. Can take off 20-inch rims off my Ram pickup anyways. We did 4 tires. We did spend more than $60 because I bought this unit right here. This was another $85. And this was like 15 bucks. So we got all the tires changed. Let's go ahead and see how this balancer works. There's that. Here's the stand. This is gonna come off. We'll get that tightened up. Okay, we got that there. Throw this on. We are not level right here. We just gotta tighten these up till we're level. Make sure it spins nice and free here. So before I put it on the balancer, I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the bottom of this because it's kind of corroded. And we're gonna gently put it up here. So it's showing that we need a little weight over here. So I just want to make sure that stays true. It's showing like right here. So I'm going to pick the tire back up, get it right off of there. Just kind of rotate it a little bit and slide her back down. Get her rocking, but it looks like it shows the same thing. Right there. Got some stick-on weights. So these are 1/2 ounce weights a piece, so this is 2 ounces. got her a little better. Of course, you know what I just see? We gotta watch it because we got little tires, little stones in between these tires, in between the tread. That's gonna throw stuff off. So make sure it's all cleaned out. Some little stones here and there. I think we got a lot of them out. Still showing the same thing. 2 ounces over here. That gets it pretty darn close. As you can see. Take these off. You see that bubbles going over there. Much closer. So maybe another ½ ounce we might be there. We'll pop this off. Just gonna make sure it's real clean. Clean off that weight. Double those up. And right there. Go ahead and peel those. There's 3 ounces. Double check the bubble on the balancer. Looks good. Bring her back up here. See where she lands. Pretty darn close. I just got to do this to the other 3 tires and we'll put them on. See how she goes. All right, this one looks good now. Pretty good. There's that one. All right, out with the old, on with the new. All right, got them on. As you can see, perfect conditions for testing, balancing. See if the tire sensors are working. These are from the other ones. One didn't work, as you can see. It's gonna take a second. I might have to recalibrate them. I don't know, we'll see. These tires got to be better than the other ones. The other ones I slid down this hill if I hit the brakes. Unless I really eased into it doing about 10, 15 miles an hour. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, right here I just go straight on by. I have to back up almost every single time. Looks like the sensors are working. Might be a little bit soft on that front right tire. Not too bad, 38. We'll see when we drive it a little bit, but yeah, these are much better. Let's get her up into some speed and see if she shakes. Hard to tell though, because you know, you got so much just from driving off this dirt road with the sand they got down and the snow. It's gonna get in the rims and throw everything out of balance. So balancing in the wintertime, I don't think it's super important, and it's going to be super accurate anyways. But that $60 machine worked pretty good, so I'll get on the main road and see how she does. All right, out on the flats, nice and smooth so far. Oh yeah, not a shake, not a shimmy, beautiful. Smoother than before. Seriously, even these studded winter tires are much smoother than before. Before 70 miles an hour, it was shaking like crazy. This is back on my dirt road, so that's the bumps. But yeah, not bad. I'm happy with it. We know the $60 Harbor Freight tire changer works. It might not be the smoothest thing ever, but hey, it's 60 bucks. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to try that tire changer on some ATV tires or side-by-side tires, see how it works, but we'll save that for another time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.